We hope you will have fun with us. When I traveled for a nursing congress, I made a spicy mischief that I have never told my husband for obvious reasons, since it was supposed to be a business trip. But it turned into a pleasure adventure when I met Oscar and William, three brunettes who were like to eat with bread. I still remember when they took me to see the beach, and we got breaded like croquet, as we did everything with the sound of the ocean waves in the background. It got dark very early that day. Or maybe I felt that time went by too fast. In their company we drank cocktails, ate traditional dishes that the locals say are aphrodisiacs, and decided to check their effects. Later, when night fell, the beach was completely empty, except for the three of us, who had already drunk too many cocktails to remember the way back to my hotel. So we sat and watched the full moon reflect on the calm waters of the sea. The breeze blew a warm salt-flavored air in our faces, which was soon eclipsed by the sweet taste on Oscar and Anthony's bodies and lips. That pair of brunettes had awakened a spirit in me that I didn't even know I had. I was completely enraptured with them. I had never seen a pair of friends like theirs, but we became intimate accomplices and confidants immediately. I like the whiteness of your skin because everything you do is easily marked on it, William told me, as I lost myself in his tattoos, in the braids that adorned Oscar's hair. While that wasn't the first time I was with them, it's one of the ones I remember most vividly and longing. The original plan was for me to meet Isabella, my colleague from work, at the airport to head together to the hotel where the nursing conference we were supposed to attend was to take place. And indeed I did meet her. But we did not go to that hotel, but to a Caribbean resort. She had booked for us on an all-expenses-paid basis. At first I was annoyed with her because I had told my husband that we would be at the hotel where the Congress would be held, but she insisted that we should take the opportunity to see the place. Come on, Evelyn. When will we ever have another opportunity like this again? We are alone in this Caribbean paradise. We have to enjoy it to the fullest, not locked up in that cloister, surrounded by supposed prehistoric eminences of the health area. Right, she said, looking at me with the eyes of a cat in boots, and I had to admit that she was right. Maybe it was just an impulse of the moment, but I decided to take a chance and enjoy the experience with her. During the day, we would go to the beach and shopping at the local stores. In the afternoon, we would be at the office or some restaurant, and in the evenings, we would party at some casino or bar in the resort. I have to admit that I had the time of my life on that trip, which is why I don't regret changing plans at the last minute with my crazy friend. In fact, I thank her for it, because if it hadn't been for her, I wouldn't have known what I was missing. One of those nights out, we were at some bar drinking and dancing when I sat down for a moment to rest, and Isabella went to the bathroom. Just then Oscar and William approached me to say hello, or rather, with the intention of flirting. I found their approach so amusing, I decided to play along. Hello, my beauty, my name is Oscar. It's a great pleasure to meet you here. My friend William and I. We made a bet. Oh, yes. And what's the bet about? I asked. It turns out we've been watching you dance for a while, and we thought it would be fun to bet who you would s first if you had to choose between the three of us. Oscar said, and I laughed. They smiled too. So I decided to really consider it. Oscar was a tall, lean brunette, but with defined muscles you could tell he was in shape. William, on the other hand, was also dark but shorter in stature. He was a little stocker and had a charming smile. What caught my attention the most were his light eyes. The truth is that you have not made it easy for me. You are very attractive boys, and to be honest, I wouldn't want to have to choose. Couldn't I as you both? I asked, flirtatious, would you? William asked, giving me a mischievous look. Why not? I replied, playing along at that moment. Isabella returned to the table and said, Hello. Well, who are these three dolls with you? My friend, asked Isabella. This is Oscar and William, guys. This is my friend Isabella. I said we are on this journey together. I said they both introduced themselves very nicely. Oscar even said her hand, and I guffaw again. Maybe I'd had too much to drink by that point, but their gallant, block-eye mannerisms really were hilarious to me. I don't know why men think women like that. The guys sat with us, and we drank and danced until late into the wee hours of the morning before we went to our room. They offered to show us the best places in the area, and we thought there would be no better way to see the country than with a couple of locals. So we accepted and went to bed. The next day, Isabella and I went down for breakfast and they came over, ready for the experience of a lifetime. William asked. We were born ready. I replied. We finished eating something and got in. Oscar car headed for the whole experience was really enjoyable and fun. The four of us in the car listening to all kinds of music, drinking, eating snacks, and stopping at viewpoints and tourist spots to take pictures, or just taking the scenery. It had been a long time since I had an adventure like that at home. I was so caught up in routine and work, I couldn't even remember the last time I had fun. But that trip would be unforgettable for me. William and Oscar were free-spirited, cheerful, fun-loving guys, the kind of guys who don't care about anything and instead encourage you to do anything and everything. They said they had known each other all their lives. They were single and had not the slightest intention of tying the knot with anyone. I felt a little envious of their lifestyle. When they found out that I was married, they did not change their attitude towards me. On the contrary, they did everything in their power to give me the best possible experience. We stopped at a beach to watch the sunset. That moment was magical. The sky had a pinkish hue, and the sun began to descend as if it wanted to dive into the sea. In the meantime, we were talking. "Noan, what's it like to be married?" Oscar asked. "It's like being in prison, but you can get out whenever you want." I joked. "It's not true. I have lived very good times with my husband. It's just that the routine can sometimes overwhelm you." I added, "I understand. I can't imagine doing the same things day after day. I'm more about flowing, like the waves of the sea, you know. For example, right now I would love to SU." Oscar said, "Oh yeah, why don't you do it?" Then I challenged him. "I'll take that as permission granted," he said, looking at my lips and slowly moving closer. "Who am I to go against your philosophy?" I looked at his lips and moved closer to completely close the little distance that remained between us and make contact, ladies and gentlemen. That boy had the naughtiest tongue. You can imagine full lips, and I could sense his eagerness as he said me. I loved the sensation that coursed through my body and wanted to feel it again. So I said him again. Isabella and William, who were sitting near us, started teasing, whistling and teasing us. But that didn't stop us. "I guess that makes me the winner of the bet," Oscar said, smiling. "Not so fast. That reminds me I was offered a S2, said William, moving closer. I was feeling uninhibited at that moment, ready to have a good time with my new friends. I said to myself, I'm miles away from home. The only one who knows me is. And if I trust her completely, besides, it's her fault we're here. No one is going to find out what happens while I'm in this place. Okay, let's see what you have to give me, I said in a mischievous way. William settled next to me, put his hand on the back of my neck, and slowly moved closer. When we made contact, the sensation was similar to Oscar's S. These full-lip brunettes felt like glory. I'm sure we lasted a few seconds like that, and I loved it. When we broke apart, we saw sing Oscar, and then we knew we were all crazy. But what did it matter? There was still youth and life in us. Not to mention some alcohol and other substances that also influenced that disinhibition. When night fell, we left visiting nightclub after nightclub until dawn. Everywhere we went with Oscar and William, someone would say hello. And that's when I could see that these guys were really partying, and nothing else mattered to them. Again, I felt a little envious, although I don't think I could have maintained a lifestyle like theirs for very long. I loved the idea of being a tourist completely unknown. In that place, I could be whoever I wanted, play a role one day, and change my name the next. That feeling of anonymity encouraged me to do things I had never dared to do before. In one of the clubs we visited, there was a group of friends of the boys, and it was the one where we stayed the longest. They all welcomed us as if we were part of the group. We drank, we danced, they told all kinds of anecdotes, and we laughed so much. Then they decided to play the bottle game. I doubt anyone doesn't know it, but it's as simple as forming a wheel of men and women interspersed, taking an empty bottle and placing it in the center, then spinning it in turns, and the player must S the person who points the bottle. I have no idea how many times I spin that bottle in front of us. I just know that I made out with over 10 strangers that night, both men and women, which was completely new to me. But I found it extremely fun and would definitely do it again if I remember correctly. Among those people were Oscar, William, and yes, also my friend Isabella. I told them that I was out of my own mind, so they can't judge me. Later we went back to the hotel to sleep. The guys agreed to pick us up in the afternoon to take us to see an island. But when we went to bed, it was like being knocked unconscious. Hours later I got up, tried to wake Isabella, but couldn't. She told me to leave. She wanted to go back to sleep. So I went downstairs to meet Oscar and William. It's going to be just us on this one, guys. I hope I don't disappoint you, I said in a joking tone. No kidding, you're the best company, William replied, and we set off in his car for the island. By the time we arrived, it was getting dark. There were almost no people. Occasionally someone would jog by or walk their dog. But as time went by, the beach became more and more lonely, until it was just the three of us sitting on the shore and watching the sunset with a few drinks. They say French girls are amazing in bed. What do you think? Oscar asked. I say it doesn't depend on citizenship. That's a personal talent and shouldn't be measured by what you say, but by what you do, I replied, looking him straight in the eye. I tell you what, you don't know this place until you're with one of them, William replied. I remember asking them to give me the full tourist experience, so I would be very disappointed to leave with the feeling that I didn't know their country, I replied, stroking his chin. My intentions were clear, and they picked up on them immediately. William started making out with me, and Oscar got to work on my dress. It got dark. We could hardly see anything, and that made it even more intense and interesting. I surrendered to the sensations I felt all over my body. I let myself be lulled by the sound of the waves. I felt loved, desired, and like a European goddess in a strange land. That passionate encounter made me rediscover myself. I had never been with three at the same time, and they always wanted to test me. Each one in turn took me to the top in their own way, while the waves enveloped us, and the breeze cooled the heat generated by our bodies full of sand. The difference in the tone of our skin was no longer distinguishable. We became one in body and soul in every possible way. That seemed like a dance. They were like three satellites orbiting around me, and I became the Earth. When the Big Bang occurred in the same way the universe was created, our desire exploded in all directions until we were exhausted. Finally, we went into the sea to wash our bodies and souls. At least I felt that the salt water freed me from any sense of guilt, and with that feeling, I returned home, where I am currently living in apparent bliss with my husband. To this day, he thinks I was at the Nurses' Congress during that trip, and I will never tell him otherwise. Thank you very much for watching. Leave comments.